But here is the thing that really fucking sent me, bro. We go into the bathroom, bro. It's like this nigga don't know how to use a bathroom. Bro, it's just nasty. Like, feel like it's shit on the toilet.
No!
I'm telling you, bro. It's shit on the toilet. Everything was just a mess, bro. Yo, you want to hear a story you probably never heard, though? The craziest thing I ever did for a homeless person, bro?
Oh,
all right, here's the craziest thing I ever did for a homeless person. And so, of course, I would never talk about this shit while I was a Christian, because it's like there's this weird rule where basically if you talk about the shit you do, then it's like it undoes it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things I did for people as a Christian in secret. You know what I'm saying? I would never talk about it, never film it. You know, I spent thousands of dollars trying to help people as a Christian, bro. Thousands. You know what I'm saying? But shit is what it is.
Okay. Yeah.
And so anyway, one time, and you know who can vouch for this? Cordell.
Okay.
He was there.
Yeah.
This was, bro. Okay. So, and this was back when I was still driving my Beamer, I had a blue coupe Beamer, right? So one day, you know, we had that little office space where we did the podcast. Yeah. I think we was around those parts. Anyway, me and Cordell are in the car and we go to get lunch. That's what it was. We went to go get lunch at a Panda Express. Okay. And so we're going through the Panda Express drive-thru and I see this dude, this homeless dude. He looked like he probably in his like mid to late 20s. You feel me? And wow. Bro, yeah. But bro it was starting to get cold, actually. It was starting to get cold too. And bro's barefoot and his clothes is all tattered and he just looked rough. You know what I'm saying? And so I see it, bro, and I'm like, dang, you hungry? He's like, yeah, I'm hungry. I was like, all right, bet, I'm gonna get you something to eat. And so I go to Panda Express, I get him the 3 entree platter. You know what I'm saying? The big boy meal. The one, bro. Got him like orange chicken, teriyaki chicken. Man. You feel me? The noodles. I get him that and I give him the food. And bro, he sit down, he start eating right away. He start smacking that shit, bro. I was like, dang. But I'm like, man, it's cold. I was like, bro,
Damn,
I was like, nah, bro. So do unto others as you would have them do unto you, right? And so how I was interpreting that at that point in time was literally what we were all expected to do as Christians, is put yourself in the shoes of the people you're interacting with and treat them the way you would want someone to treat you. And so I'm thinking, man, if I was ever homeless, I'm cold, I'm on the streets, I'm hungry, and you know what I'm saying, and a dude approached me and he bred it up, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, man, that would be so nice for him to like give me some socks, you know what I'm saying? Some shoes. And so I'm like, all right, bro. And so there was a Ross Dress for Less that was like right there too. Okay. And so I was like, bet. Here's what I'm gonna go grab you some clothes, bro. And so I go get him some clothes, right? Me and Cordell, we go into the Ross, you feel me? And we pick up some underwear, some socks, some shoes, some clothes like pants, shirts, sweater, you know what I'm saying? For him to stay warm. Yeah. Don't worry. This story gets so crazy, bro. And so I go and I get him the, you know, I get him the clothes and I give them to him. And then I'm like, dang, you got somewhere to stay? I'm thinking of the Good Samaritan, bro. I'm thinking of the Good Samaritan from the Bible, bro.
Christ.
I know. I was like, you got somewhere to stay? Where are you sleeping? He's like, he's sleeping on the streets, right?
On the ground.
Cordell can vouch for all of this, bro. I'm not making none of this shit up. You see, niggas want to say I was faking being a Christian type shit. You know, it's crazy to me, but all right.
Yeah.
So he on the street, right? He's like, nah, he ain't got nowhere to stay. And he barely is talking, bro. Like, he's like, you know, kind of type shit. He ain't speaking clearly like I'm speaking to you clearly.
Sure.
And so I was like, you got a place to stay? He's like, nah, I got a place to stay. Right? I ain't staying nowhere. And I was like, man, this dude probably on the street for a while now. Wouldn't it be nice if he could have like a warm place to lay his head for like, you know what I'm saying, a couple of nights? I ain't trying to like, wait, let me tell you the story, bro. Let me tell you the story.
Even say one night.
Let me tell you the story, bro. I tell him, I look on the phone, and I was like, oh, there got to be like a cheap motel around these parts, right? And so I look it up. There's like a cheap motel down the street. And then I was like, all right, bro, there's a motel literally walking distance from here. Meet us over there. I'll get you a hotel room. You can take a shower. Cause bro stank, bro. He was stank, dirty. You could tell he ain't had a bath in a minute, bro. Again, do unto others, right? And so I was like, all right, bet. Meet us at this motel down the street. And so, boom.
So he walked?
So he was walking, right? He's walking. Like I asked him, you know the one I'm talking about? He's like, yeah. Because he know the lay of the land, you know. He walking around barefoot all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
And so I was like, all right, bet. Anyway, we start heading over there. And I see bro walking. And you know, he hobbling. And I'm like, dang. You know what? God is with me. God is with me. So I'm in a coupe, right? Right? I say, Cordell, here's what you gonna do. Here, Cordell, hop in the back. I'm gonna drive this nigga in my fucking BMW coupe. I was like, I'm gonna just drive him, bro. I ain't about to be letting this shit take forever. So I pull up on bro. I was like, hey, bro, hop in. He hop in the thing. You could tell this nigga shell shocked, bro. Hey, he's like, this is the weirdest shit has ever happened to him since being homeless. You could tell, bro. So anyway, we get to the first motel. We come out, boom. I go up to the guy. I'm like, all right, bro, I want to get like a room for like 2 nights. They're like, oh, who's staying? I was like, oh, my friend right here. He needs a place to crash. He's like, oh, I need ID. Of course, bro don't got no ID. And so he was like, yeah, he can't stay here if he doesn't have any identification. I was like, oh, I got ID. He's like, yeah, they don't work like that. I was like, oh, I bet. And so then I get on my phone, and you ever heard of the Oyo Motel? It's like OYO. Have you ever seen one of those? It's another like probably prostitutes, you know, people live there type shit when they're down bad.
Will drove by it.
Yeah, remember I'm sure.
We visited Bissonnette?
Yeah.
When we drove by, watched the prostitutes all outside. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the one, bro. And so I was like, so here's what we going. With them, you can literally like buy it online. Boom. You feel me? You can get online. I paid for the room. All I had to do was go collect the key, type shit. So I go collect the key this time. You know, I don't do no talking or anything. And I get bro in the room, right? We got him toiletries. We got him, you know what I'm saying, toothbrush, toothpaste, soap. He can take a bath. He can change into his clothes and everything be good. And then I kept one of the keys, right? So I gave him, you know, they give you 2 keys. I kept one, he keeps one. And so I was like, you know, bro just ate. I was like, man, I know I can't save you, bro. I can't change your life. I don't got bread like that. And I also trying to be a real Christian, so I'm trying to do this in secret. You know what I'm saying? I could have spun it into some kind of vlog thing and really make a big deal out of it. You know, get people to raise money or whatever, put this nigga in. It's like, I can't do that shit either, right? Because I'm trying to actually be a real Christian and do this shit secret.
In private.
Yeah, and so I was like, so I can't do all that, but bro, I can give you 2 nights to reset. You know, we got him some snacks and shit. Got him a little duffel bag. And I was like, you get to reset, bro. And who knows? I'm thinking maybe this be the shit that get him back on his feet. And of course, I also preach the gospel to this nigga too, right? I tell him about the whole, you know, I didn't just do all this shit. I was like, bro, you know, you got to repent. You got to pray to Jesus, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you going to hear this. Yeah.
So, boom, I leave. Me and Cordell would leave, and we feel like, man, we just did some good on this earth, man. We just did some good for somebody.
At this point, how much have you spent, would you say?
Probably about like between $200 and $300.
I thought, okay,
yeah, somewhere around there, between $200 and $300. You know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
and so, boom, right? We leave. Next day, we go to Panda. Bro is back sitting at Panda Express, but make it even worse, he in the same tattered clothes that I found him in. Right? And I'm like, I pull up on bro. I pull up on him. I was like, I was like, yo, what's good? Like, well, you good? What happened? He was like, no. He mumbled some shit, bro. And it was me and Cordell. Again, Cordell is there. I'm pretty sure he was there. He was there the first time for sure. I feel like I remember he was there the second time. Anyway, I was like, bro, where was good? I was like, what happened? I'm wondering if something happened. They robbed him, some shit. Bro, I was like, I go back to the, I was like, I'm gonna go back to the hotel room, bro, and see what happened.
Way.
I was like, I gotta go and see what this nigga did. I was like, what happened? Is all this shit? Cause he don't got nothing with him either. Like, not all of the shit we bought him, bro. I think the only thing was, oh shit.
My bad.
Yeah, camera.
I went back to the shit.
I wanted to see cause he didn't have none of the shits with him. And he was like, he's not going back. I asked him, I remember that. I remember him saying he wasn't going to go back to the hotel room. So we go back, bro. Or at least I did. I can't remember if Cordell was there for the second visit. I think he was. Anyway, we go. Bro, well, first and foremost, most of the shit I bought him was still there in the hotel room, right?
Wow.
Yeah, most of the shit I bought him was still there in the hotel room. I think I remember him saying something about like the clothes was uncomfortable or some shit like that. And so the only thing I think he had on from what I purchased for him, bro, was he had on the socks. I can't remember if he had on the shoes, and he had on the underwear. He like had on a new pair of underwear, but he still had on the same baggy, dirty, dingy sweatpants. Yeah. And I think he had on like one of the undershirts. Like he put on a shirt under that I bought him under his old hoodie. You feel me?
The old one.
Yeah. But we go back, bro, and the room's fucking a mess, bro. I don't know how this nigga did this shit. The shit is trash. All the shit we bought him is just all over the floor, the bed. The food we bought him, he left most of that shit.
Didn't even eat all this.
Nah, he didn't even eat all the food. We got him like, you know what I'm saying? We got him snacks, bro, like granola bars and shit, like canned shit, you know, shit that can last you. He didn't eat most of that shit or any of it, really. What? Most of it was unopened. And then we got him a case of water. There were like maybe a few water bottles missing. But here is the thing that really fucking sent me, bro. We go into the bathroom, bro. It's like this nigga don't know how to use a bathroom. Bro, it's just nasty. Like, feel like it's shit on the toilet.
No!
I'm telling you, bro. It's shit on the toilet. Everything was just a mess, bro. And I felt so bad for the people that gotta clean this shit up. And so, everything smelled foul, bro. And so I was like, yo, Cordell, we just gotta leave this shit, bro. We gonna leave this shit. We got like a little garbage bag throughout like the trash, like the shit that was easy to throw away. We threw it in the trash. And now from there, I was like, I ain't never doing no shit like that ever again, bro. Even as a Christian, I was like, I ain't never doing no shit like this ever again, bro.
Oh,
yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm surprised you never told me that. That's crazy.